Are you really living your life? Ask yourself that question. Like, you might be 18 years old right now, you might be 26 years old, but ask yourself that question really. Are you really living your life? When I ask myself that questions, a lot of things go through my mind, and it just makes me realize that I'm 22 years old now, and I feel like most of my life I just lived on autopilot. I just ran after the things people told me, just running after trends, chasing my colleagues or the people that I was engaged in a certain activity at that time. Let's say, for example, school or work, whatever. But most of my life, I feel like I've just lived on autopilot, not really lived my life. And finally, I'm taking my life into my own hands. I'm trying to be really disciplined. I'm trying to understand what discipline means, what it does to you. I think you just need that flip of the switch in your brain as well sometimes. And it might not be similar for most people, but for some it might be. But you just have that flip in the switch at some point in your life, and then you're like, no, I want to change my life. I don't want to live this way. I want my life to be different, and you just need to work. It's like a child figure learning everything again. You have to unlearn everything that you've learned to this point. You need to you just don't want to believe it until you experience it. Because most of my life I just ran after what people told me. I did what people told me. Nothing benefited me, and now it's like I'm a little child unlearning everything and learning everything again. And that definitely takes times, and by that I don't mean you have to just act like a baby and do goo goo gaga or something, but especially think about what areas in your life you could improve, what aspects of your life you could be better on. How can you be a better person? How can you look at yourself in the mirror and respect yourself? when what kind of person, when you look into the mirror, how can you say to yourself, damn, that's me. I love myself, I love my physique, I love how I look. And even when you talk to people, like, okay, I don't have that anxiety about what to say. There were literally times where I used to think about what I need to say to people, like mid conversation. I'm thinking, what am I going to say next? And that would just make things so awkward. It's there needs to be flow there. You need to learn how to communicate with people, and you learn about yourself, learn about your own emotions and things like that. And I think first for that is purpose. You need to ask yourself, what's the purpose in your life? And for most of us, I'm pretty sure, for most of the guys, they don't really have a purpose, in their life. Like, you could lie to yourself and say, I want to make X amount of money and do this and do that, but you need to be specific with your goals. And it's also okay to not have a purpose in your life. This is the age, and been you've been lied to a lot in your life. You've been yeah, a lot of things has not been taught to you, and everything, you are like a robot, just programmed. You do what people tell you to do. So it's okay to not have purpose, and you have to accept the fact that you don't have a purpose. First, you need to come in terms with that you don't know what the fuck's going on. You don't know which direction your life is heading to. You need to accept that, and then comes the first step. Then you make a plan for the day. Let's say, okay, how will I feel good about myself today? Okay, maybe I will hit the gym, maybe I will eat good food. That will make me feel good, maybe. Just don't do fuck alls and say, okay, I will watch a movie today and I will feel good. I will eat shit food today and I will feel good. You could do that sometimes if that makes you feel good, but that's you have to kind of be able to understand what's good and what's not. Go to the gym, it's excruciating pain, but it will make you feel good. It's like one step towards a kind of a person. And over time, even if you don't have a goal, set your goal. Let's say you don't want to look jacked or something. You don't have the goal of like being ripped and all that, but just going to the gym, your mind is going to be clearer, you're going to have a better focus, you're going to be physically healthy, and over time you're just going to feel good about yourself, and then you will start to focus on different things. Maybe you like reading now, you know, you want to try reading. Okay, I will read a book. Then you get more knowledge. So it's like a there's like a upward cycle and a upward spiral and a downward spiral, and you just need to pick which spiral you want to be on. And if you like to listen to these kind of videos, and if you think this way as well, I'm pretty sure you want to be in the upward spiral. So there's a lot of factors in your life you need to take care of, you know, since you are a child that's learning everything again by yourself, like you're actually trying to live your life. So that's really one thing, you know. I think there's a guy I work with, and he used to be in the commando, very strict guy. And he also, I told him these stories that I'm having to learn everything, and to him I was also blaming my past a lot, the way I brought up, and not like blaming as in I blame the people or my past itself, but blame myself for my past, that I made a lot of shit decisions, and a lot of factors affected my growth. A lot of factors affected my learning, you know. And coming from a third world country, I'm coming from Naples, so it's these kind of things are a bit different there as well. So you have to learn yourself a lot of things, and when you don't have people who's going to teach you, and when you don't have the right mindset to learn these things as well, or especially when you don't know about self-improvement and stuff, then you know it's not really so handy. And just currently I'm starting to pick my life up, you know, learn everything to myself, and these factors I find it very important for everyone actually. That's the purpose aspect, you know. And when you figure out that small purpose aspect, when you come in terms with not having a purpose and trying to just make yourself better, or at least make better actions, better decisions, better choices by the day, I think over time you will be able to plan what kind of goal you want to strive for, what do you want to pursue, where do you want to be in life with the actions you are taking. And you know, and a thing also that helps me a lot is journaling. I'm not so consistent with it, but I do it time and again, now and then. It really helps me clear my mind, and you put your thoughts into it, and it's just like you start writing a small thought. In the beginning you have no idea what you're going to write about, but you just start writing. Maybe you are thankful for something, or anything, and then just the thoughts compounds, and over time you get so many. I think that's the same thing with purpose as well. You just don't know what the fuck's going on, and then you start taking that baby steps, and over time you start seeing the road more clearly, you know. And I would also suggest journaling highly. I do meditate 10 minutes every day. I try to focus on my breathing, or I just today I was watching a video from Andy Huberman, and he talks about focusing on this point, like in the middle of your forehead, right here, the third eye, the pineal gland or something. You try to feel that part. You because you can feel most of part of your body, but you cannot feel your brain itself. So you just try to put your focus on the middle of your forehead, and you can meditate that way as well. And meditation really helps. I think if you meditate early in the morning, right after you wake up, you know, but first thing I do is right after I wake up, I do affirmations, that I really do it, and then I sit down to meditate. And meditating just even 10 minutes throughout the day, it makes your day so much better, so much clearer. And the thing is, you already accomplished this task in the morning, so for the whole day you're like feeling really good about the task you just accomplished, you know. Rather than you're waking up and you're late from work and you're rushing to work, you're like, oh fuck, where are my keys and this and that, and that just puts you in a shit mood, and your whole day is ruined. It's better than, you know, better than that. You wake up a little bit earlier, and then you meditate like for 5 minutes. Do it for maybe even a minute if you're a beginner, but that helps a lot for the day. And also the thing that I really do is I do my ab workouts. That's what Hamza does as well. I'm basically like following the footsteps. Basically, dick riding comes out right now. But that helps actually. If that helps, why not follow someone's footstep? I think that's also a thing that I ran after what people told me most of my life. I listened to everyone, but every time I would listen to someone and I would do that, and at certain point I would be like, what the fuck? Okay, it didn't work out as I thought it would. So now I have to listen to someone else, and everybody has their own opinion. So you need to find one person, like a mentor or something. You need to find one person you want to listen to, and just follow it. Try to be like the guy. Even doesn't matter if it brings you good. It's all right. But the meditation, I do that a lot as well, and I do ab workouts. That's what I was talking about, ab workouts. There's also a podcast from Andrew Huberman. He talks about doing the hardest thing in the morning. It also sets the mood for the day. So ab workout for me is like really hard. I hate it. I hate to train my abs, but I force myself to do it every morning, 3 sets, and it just makes me feel good for the day. It releases. Uh, I think your cortisol levels are also low in the morning, and it kind of helps reduce your stress throughout the day because you already did the most stressful thing to you in the morning. So throughout the day, other stressful things you can easily kind of handle it. And with while all this might be a bit too much of information, but you just, even when you don't feel like it, you need to continue doing this. Make a routine. Maybe find a routine that you want to follow, find a diet plan you want to follow, find a workout plan you want to follow, or even hell well, find something that you want to just do it the next morning. When you wake up tomorrow, okay, I'm gonna do this. There was a study, I think, where people had to journal, and some people were journaling about their emotions, some people were doing gratitude journal, and some people were journaling about the things they are going to do tomorrow, the next day. I think the most people that were happiest, I don't know for sure, fact check it for me, guys, but the guys who journal about what they're going to do tomorrow, the next day, were really happy, had a great sleep, great night's sleep, and they had a really productive day next day or something. There's something with it, but I'm pretty sure they had a great sleep because they journal about what they're going to do tomorrow. So that also helps, just in case. I thought I'd add it. And the continuity is really important factor as well to this. When you have all these plans, you have your routine, something you want to follow. In some days when you, in the beginning, especially when you start doing you're really hyped. Actually, first, to take the steps is the really hardest part. When you take the first steps, the rest just follows, and over time, maybe a week into it or 2 weeks into it, it kind of feels hard. You just don't want to do it. But if you are really strong enough mentally, if you really want to be the person you want to be, if you're really trying to have that flip of the switch in your brain, then continuity is the best thing. You need to keep continuing, keep going, like continue with it, don't stop. And even on the hardest days, maybe just show up. Showing up helps as well. you know for 3 months that I've been consistent, and for past 3 weeks I was not so consistent. And the first week that I was not consistent just made me not be consistent the rest of the 2 more weeks. But I just started because I was so consistent and I was seeing so many changes in the past 3 months that I just felt shit about myself. So I had to go back to the gym again. So I went back to the gym, and it didn't went how I wanted it to go. I couldn't lift the weights I was lifting just in 3 weeks difference, eh? And I couldn't lift the weights I was normally lifting. I didn't feel the pumps that I was normally feeling. No muscle stretching feeling, or the muscle pain. I really like muscle pain. It's kind of like a masochism or something, but it's psychological masochism. Some guys just love the pain so much of the gym. It's just that the hard work, it just feels nice, and it was not there. But I felt like this is not okay. And you know but you just have to continue. I just kept continuing. I just kept being consistent, kept being consistent, no matter what. And I was in the gym today as well. I felt really shit about my workout, but I yeah, you need to be consistent. You be consistent than being complaining. Okay, it's much better for you. And what's most important to have is the peers. What kind of friends are you around? What kind of people you're around? Choosing what kind of people you want to be around, what kind of people you want to learn from, what kind of people you want to hang out with is one of the most valuable decisions you're going to make in your life. I grew up with a lot of friends, so-called friends, but I've felt lonely most of my life, and I've never had someone that I could learn a lot from. I still do have really good friends back home in Naples as well, and here as well I do have some good friends, but you need to find peers. You need to look for it first. You need to have peers before learning from peers or something, you cannot not have peers and then think about learning and all this shit. But you need to find peers. You need to look for your peers. Nothing will be handed to you, basically, of course, just like in life. The light in the fucking back is fucking annoying. Gotta look good in the lights, boys. But nothing will be handed to you. You need to look for your peers. You need to search for it. There's this day and age of the internet, and you just need to you just need to look around where you can find peers on the internet. Maybe for me, basically, I'm on this community, school community, LOA, Library of Adonis, and there, I just couple of days, yesterday, yesterday was it. I met these guys. I texted these guys. They were talking about making group chat for the content creators. I text one of the guys to shout out to the guys though, and I texted the guys to let me join the GC, and I'm in the group chat. And immediately after I joined, the guys asked me about my channel and what kind of content I create. And I told them I don't have any niche. I'm just working on it. I'm planning to do it. I don't know what the fuck am I gonna talk about. I don't know what the fuck's going on with my life, bro. I want to learn from you guys. And immediately one of the guys, they go, you're gonna make a video today and you're gonna upload it. If you don't do it today, then you're never gonna do it in your life. So you need to do it. We need to see it. And they were like really hyping me up and stuff. It's shout out to the boys, for real. Love you guys. It just got me hyped up. I've been thinking about making a video for such a long time, like probably a year and a half now, but I never done it. Just that one small push from the guys that's on the same path as you are, that's striving for the same goals. And they are doing it. They are making videos as well. They are creating content as well. And so just one push from those kind of people, it just really makes you want to go for it. So choose your peers. It's most important. You can find your peers maybe in the gym. That's something I'm working on right now, to have a gym partner as well. That would be pretty sick to have a gym partner. I don't have it yet, but you just go talk to someone in the gym. Maybe that's going to be your next best friend. Or join LOA. Try to find a community where your goals align, where you think, oh, okay, maybe there's something I would like to pursue in my life. Maybe this is where I could find a purpose in my life. And just talk to people, be social, just act of social kindness. Just maybe when you're in public or something. Like, thing also tricky about peers is that you won't be good friends with someone that you don't share your goals and values with. So if your goals and your values don't align with the friend, no matter how good of a friend he is, it just won't work out. It just won't click. It needs to click. Your goals needs to be aligned. You need to be on the same path, same road, not if not the same destination. You just need to have things in similar. So that works out. That's how you make it work out. Because I cannot, if I'm trying to quit drugs and then I go hang out with the guys who do drugs, it's definitely not going to work out. The goals and the values, it doesn't align. So peers, it helps a lot as well. And good peers, they give you pressure. You need to have good peer pressures in your life. You don't want to have the bad ones. To go out club night. Yeah, it's nice now and then you go drink. You can also do it with the good peers. When your values align, goals align, You can go out drinking with the guys, it's not an issue. You can go do drugs even with the guys. Not that I'm supporting drug activities here, but you can do those things, but choose your peers as well, because that helps a lot in your life. And I think when you have guys who's supporting you with everything. And even I was texting in the group chat to the guys about my fitness journey. I don't know if I should be bulking or cutting right now. So the guys are just giving me advice. Like, it's so clear and so healthy. They're you don't because they're on the same path as you are. They're going through the same thing or have gone through the same things as you are. So they understand it. They feel you. So you don't have that feeling of shame or guilt or fear of judgment from your peers. That's what's a good friend is. you know so choose your peers properly. And one more thing I would like to add, before the video ends, my phone's almost about to die, is working hard. Hard work is the most important thing. Like, you need to push yourself to death. Don't go and kill yourself, of course, but you need to. If you're in the gym, you need to be working really hard. You need to push yourself to failure till you, let's say, for example, you're doing what I said, like you're doing a incline bench with the dumbbells. You need to push yourself so to the point where you're lifting, you feel like you cannot lift, you're spazzing spit all over the mirrors, your arms shaking like a bitch, and you feel like the weight's gonna fall on you. That's pushing, that's working hard. That's how you make, because making muscle is painful. It's painful, you know without the pain there is no gain. That's what we've all heard, like, since, I don't know, since you were in the tomb or something. But working out is hard. Working hard is what's really gonna make who you want to be. Don't give up easy just because sometimes you feel lazy or sometimes it gets tough. It doesn't necessarily have to be with just gym, even with relationship, friendships, and a lot of things, your day-to-day life. A lot of times we quit too easy because our brain our brain function is so fucked up that we like jumping around from things to things. Switching things is easier for us, quitting things is easier for us. So that's you need to push yourself. I don't know how I can stress this enough to you guys, but you really need to push yourself, that nobody else will do it for you. Even you won't do it for yourself until you force yourself to. Like, you just need to tell yourself, I don't care if I die here, but I'm gonna keep going. That's the mentality you need to have. And most of the times, if you're about to be on the side of death, your brain just gives out, you're gonna pass out or something, or that kind of shit. You don't need to worry about death, of course. You don't need to keep it in your brain all the time and stress about death, but you just need to keep going. That's the whole point. And, well, my phone's about to die, but that was a good yup. Well,